What's going on? Was that enthusiastic enough?
I think it was good. Yeah, we're good. We're live, so we're good.
We're live. We're gonna do it live.
Yeah, we're gonna do it live. I've seen a couple of your videos. You say we're gonna do it live.
We'll do it live. So, I'm here with the great HEROGEEK. Shall I call you?
Yes. Call me HEROGEEK. That is my handle. I'm trying to kind of make that my identity. So yeah,
that's good. Good. It's a nice one.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you were gracious enough to host me on your channel.
That's right. I'm Geek Tech Duo. Go subscribe if you haven't, please, and subscribe to Rob's channel too.
Yeah, subscribe over here if you're new, if you're watching right now. If anybody's out there at all, I can't tell, but I'm sure people are going to watch it after the stream is done. We always rack up about 30 something views, 40 sometimes.
Oh, cool.
60 nice. if we get like a real bigger name.
But a heavy hitter, yeah.
But yeah,
I'm a nobody. Nobody's gonna watch this because I'm a nobody.
No, people are gonna watch. People are excited on Twitter as well, and if they're not, they should be.
Cool.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about your book, which looks great, Paragon Prime. It was one of those books that really captured my attention.
And I haven't even launched yet, and
you haven't even launched, but the little I've seen of it in terms of promotional pinups and just the artwork looks really cool. The superhero design looks very traditional, but like the kind of stuff you don't see anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like sort of like classic 90s superheroes that I think people are fiending for at the moment.
Well, that was the goal. I mean, I saw a void in the industry in superheroes in general. I mean, DC and Marvel. I mean, I don't know. I think most of the people who would watch this, who would agree with this, know how they've, just completely messed up, and they're no longer giving us the iconic superheroes, that we should be getting. Superman is no longer Superman. Captain America has been dragged through the mud, and I felt the desire and the need to just fill that gap, to fill that void. And I'm glad to see that other creators are doing that also, which is, really great company.
But I wouldn't say that there's that many. You'd be surprised,
but I've discovered a couple like Peregrine Wings of the Falcon, which is one of my most anticipated books coming out. I'm really excited about that one.
Yes.
There's another up and coming. He hasn't launched yet, but it's called Star Supreme and the Colossals. That's by another guy.
I like that name. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
It's now on my radar.
Yeah. There's a couple of people out there who are, following with the kind of the more traditional, iconic kind of idea for a superhero. So that's really great.
Yes, but I think that in general, the crowdfunding comic book scene is more focused on non-superhero genres.
Yeah, well, and that's great. I mean, your book looks amazing. I mean, Tales from the Classroom looks really, really, really good and really solid.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but I think it's because people got played out on they're like sort of worn out on the superhero thing. And not that we're not fans, but you get a big fix of superheroes in pop culture now.
True.
And then you try to satiate that or prolong just through the movies. You try to prolong the thirst that sort of wells up in you.
Yeah.
Through the comic books, but you can't because the comic books are too busy subverting everything that superheroes represent.
Yeah, there's nowhere you can go now for the traditional iconic idea of a superhero. Everywhere you go, Marvel used to be that as far as the movies go, but even they've kind of strayed recently with Captain Marvel and And now with the next phase of the movies, they don't excite me. They're all about identity politics.
They really don't.
And
I can figure out why they didn't excite me, but then I realize, everything's mired in politics and ideology,
and then DC, well, they've gone just super dark, and no, and it's not just the Snyder movies. It's the comics. It's everything that's on their streaming service, from Titans and Doom Patrol and the new Harley Quinn cartoon that's just vulgar and just
really. I haven't been keeping up with. I mean, the DC universe in the on the film side is a disaster for me.
Is it a complete disaster? Yeah.
No, but it's a disaster conceptually. I remember even when they announced it and the way that they were going to do it, I was like, wow, this is going to be disastrous.
Yeah, and it has been,
and I was proven right in that regard. But I couldn't foresee just how consistently bad every single movie that they put out.
Yeah. So when you break it all down into those little sections, you'll notice that there's a severe lack of the idea of a superhero the way that it should be.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, of course there's that. Yeah.
So that
principally with Superman, we were speaking about this
prior
to going live.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I'm not. Well, there's people out there smelling blood at the moment, and they may come after you.
Yeah, well, But what's one more headache?
But I think it's obvious that in just the same way that they made Iron Man, the MCU sort of gravitate around Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man is sort of like the
main through line. The
main through line of everything.
Yeah.
Of course, Superman would be the equivalent in the DC.
Well, he should be. I mean,
cinematic universe, and he sort of was, but the thing is that the way that they interpreted Superman
was completely wrong.
It's such a disaster and so calamitous, and so and such a disservice to the character, and really does. I mean, you were saying that it's not necessarily an SJW thing, and not necessarily an ideological thing that Snyder was going for.
Mm-hmm. It was subverting.
I think it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate, and it's the most SJW. It's the biggest SJW win in terms of the culture war.
Mm-hmm.
Is what they did to Superman, because they really. They upended and they sort of like turned this character on its head. Everything that he represented, they turned on its head.
Mm-hmm.
He's no longer the paragon of moral virtue.
No,
everything that humanity and superheroes should aspire
should be. Yeah,
he's the cynical, brooding nihilist, probably a man.
Yeah. Yeah, he sees being Superman as a burden as opposed to a calling or a destiny.
He always looks like they picked Henry Cavill perfectly because he always looks like he's constipated.
Yeah.
And that's his range of emotion is between smelling a fart and sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like his whole thing with Jonathan Kent and Martha Kent. That scene where she goes like, "You don't have to save it. No, save them all, Clark, or don't save any of them. Fuck them all."
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You don't know them a goddamn thing, and that's
like really. And then in Man of Steel, when he saves the school bus full of children. And Jonathan pretty much says, maybe you shouldn't have saved them. Maybe you should let them die.
Yeah. Maybe the busload full of children is worth saving, but yeah, you would think Superman would be all about that, but not in this version.
No,
this version he lets his dad
die. Yeah,
just in case. Even though it would just for him to save him, it would just like be a blur that an infinitesimal like.
Yeah, nobody would have seen that. Everybody was too busy running from the freaking tornado, so
nobody would have even seen it. It would have just been like a blue blur, like. But
and then there's the the scene at the end when he's fighting Zod and he's just complete disregard for lives that are in those buildings. Just he doesn't care if he punches. If he gets to punch Zod through 5 buildings, and that's fine. But there's people in those buildings. But whatever, right? Yeah,
whatever. But that last family at the end, then he
cares.
Then he cares. Then it's really like, no,
and then,
snap his neck.
That gives him a reason to snap Zod's neck, even though there could have just. Jeez, I just really, really hate those movies.
So I thought that they were gonna ride off of that in the second movie. I barely remember the second movie, but that they were gonna ride off of the fact that he basically destroyed an entire city.
No, they completely ignored it. Yeah,
they ignored it completely, and that would have made sense to have people revolt against Superman and Lex Luthor capitalizing on that and the anti-alien sentiment, because essentially they would have been right. Actually, in this case, Lex Luthor could have been a villain that you sympathized with his perspective.
Yeah, but the entire foundation of that was just flawed from the very beginning. So I doubt they could have fixed it in that movie, but they didn't. So
no, they didn't. But there's a way. I went about the process of writing a pitch, like a faux script for the second movie.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, just not a full one, but
treatment.
I wrote a post pretending it's hey, leaked Superman 2 and got it circulating out there just to see if it would catch on and if people responded well to it. And I'm convinced it's 10 times better than what they actually came up with.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
But it's not hard. It's not because I'm an amazing...
It's not difficult to do something better. It isn't.
No. Just the fact that it starts out, that Bruce Wayne thing, where Jack... you remember the guy that comes down with the building as if he was the captain on a ship, that's honor bound to stay behind?
I don't know. I've only seen that movie one time, and one time was too many. So.
And Wayne shows up, and he's like, "No!" And the building is whatever, man. That's what makes Wayne hate Superman.
Yeah. You
vaguely remember everything's so stupid in that movie.
Yeah, everything is idiotic. So.
Yeah, but it's because we're sort of in these conditions at the moment, and the superhero genre has been decimated. Well, the MCU, there's some good things about it, but
that's gonna I don't know. I'm not excited about Thor: Love and Thunder or any of the stuff coming out of the MCU from now on.
It's gonna make you a ton of cash, that.
Yeah, I suppose, but I'm just not excited about it.
I'm not either. I wasn't all that excited about. I haven't been all that excited about a new superhero movie in a long time, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So
I will say this: when we're speaking of the DCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
The movie
Wonder Woman 84 looks like it might be decent.
It might, yeah, but they're trying to recapture the Ragnarok thing. What they did with this sort of retro.
Yeah, you're right.
It's certainly not original. It can be
decent,
but it's not original.
No.
And when you think about it, man, this might sound like travesty to you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people it will sound like that. I think the Green Lantern, the Ryan Reynolds movie.
You know what? You're not alone.
Okay.
I don't admit this to a lot of people, but
that's a better movie than any
of the Snyder movies. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Or any of the DC universe. I think it's better than Wonder Woman, better than Aquaman I actually enjoyed for how stupid it was.
Yeah.
There's something there's a sort of and the action set pieces are actually
pretty good. Yeah. The fight scenes are real well done. Yeah.
And
but Green Lantern is not. I mean, it was a misstep, and I could have written a better script, but
it was about. You know what the problem with that movie is Ryan Reynolds. He was very miscast. I think it would have been much better if they'd gotten Tom Cruise type, or
Nathan Fillion would have been good.
Somebody that's not. He's as miscast as Al Jordan as he was perfectly cast as Deadpool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That man was born to play Deadpool. He just doesn't fit the Al Jordan type, because Al Jordan is a sort of like a straight arrow.
I mean, recently, like, I think Jeff Johns kind of made him kind of like a hotshot kind of character.
But he's not a goofball.
No. He's not a goofball.
Wasn't he like when it went back in the 70s when that seminal run where it's like Green Arrow and Green Lantern. Wasn't he like the straight man to Green Arrow's liberal, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, because Green Arrow is very left, very Democrat, very liberal, and Hal was yeah.
So yeah, but I absolutely loved Mark Strong as Sinestro.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was, and then at the end,
I've heard Ethan Van Sciver say that that's a miscasting. I think it's one of the most genius castings of all time, and I would have loved to see I would have loved to see the development of how
the Sinestro, how it became, Sinestro Corps and all of that stuff.
They set the groundwork for a really second movie that never came to be because it tanked.
Yeah, it tanked.
And also thematically, it was very interesting how they went. They explored the fear and courage, and what that means to have courage is to sort of embrace fear.
Yeah.
And how the Hector Hammond.
It's a much better movie than I think people give it credit for.
Absolutely. So we're both on the same page. I thought you were going to actually like turn off the stream.
No. I bought it on Blu-ray, so there you go.
Okay. And great CGI.
Yeah.
Fantastic CGI as well.
Yeah. I would have made a couple of different choices, but in the grand scheme of things, when you compare to the Snyder movies, it's way better. It's a much more iconic superhero movie than anything Snyder's done. So
yeah, and true to the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit more. Can you tell us, give us a little bit of a not a sneak peek, but
a little bit more information about my book, or
just a bit of information. What kind of superhero is it? Maybe not. Can you delve into his powers? Because I'm interested about that.
All right. Well, I guess I can talk a little bit about his powers. His powers come from something called I like to call prime particles, right? So his real name is Duncan Dobbs, and he is an inventor. He's also a high school computer science teacher, but what he really does is he's an inventor, and he invents this clean energy source called prime particles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in it, it's just like power source. It's clean energy, whatever. Can change the world. Can do a lot of things. So he's inventing that in his basement, right?
So Nancy Pelosi loves him.
Huh?
Nancy Pelosi will love
I suppose Nancy Pelosi will love it. Yeah. So, and there's kind of this evil Lex Luthor kind of character. His name is Randall DeMarcus, and he wants this technology for himself, right? So something happens where he sends some guy to take it. There's an accident. The device that he invented kind of explodes and infuses his body with prime particles, right?
Okay.
So that's how he gets his powers. The prime particles basically just give him, superhuman strength.
But hold on. Is it the evildoer that tries to capture this device and he gets the powers, or
No. It's Duncan Dobbs that gets the powers.
Okay. All right.
So the prime particles kind of act in a way to enhance his body, enhance all his abilities. He gets super strength, and then he invents these gauntlets, right, that allow him to channel the prime particles in different ways. He can fire blasts from them. He can create force fields with them. Things like that. And the force fields, which I think is pretty interesting, what's really cool about the force fields that he creates is that, let's say, for example, he stops like a bank robbery and he puts up his force field, and the guys, the robbers shoot at him with guns, right? Now, instead of the bullets bouncing off and ricocheting, off to, maybe hurt somebody else, no, they absorb kinetic energy. So instead, the bullets just actually, the force field stops the bullets and it drops to the floor.
Cool. So it absorbs. What happens to the kinetic energy? Does it dissipate or does it get rechanneled into something else?
Rechanneled into the force field that he has. So it makes it stronger.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So that's how he gets his powers. He has, enhanced brain, thinking, so he can think really fast. He's faster, kind of stuff. Yeah. But he can't fly,
He cannot fly.
He cannot fly now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can he run fast?
He can run pretty fast. I would say his powers are kind of
like a dog.
His powers are kind of a mix of Captain America and Spider-Man. Spider-Man meaning he has a strength level of Spider-Man. He can lift as much as Spider-Man can.
Okay.
And he moves and he can fight like Captain America can. That's how I would describe it.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
So like he has like the acrobatic and all that of the Captain America, but this Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to make him like Hulk or Superman levels of strong.
No OP characters.
Yeah.
That's what's the male equivalent of a Mary Sue?
A Gary Stu, I think.
Really? Or
so.
Or maybe a Superman.
But yeah, I took inspiration from so many sources. Spider-Man, Captain America. He's kind of a scientist, so I kind of have a lot of Reed Richards,
Barry Allen,
Henry Pym kind of vibe.
Well, when you mentioned the particles, Pym particles is what I
thought. Exactly. So I guess yeah.
But Pym particles don't have the same applications as the one
prime particles used.
Yeah. I like the name. I like the names you used. I like
it's funny. It's funny because like I went through several different names before I landed on Paragon Prime. Originally he was called Citizen Prime. That was like years ago. And the funny thing about that is that I had gotten the attention of some guy. I don't remember where it was, but some guy that had that identity for himself. He was like a real life superhero that went to like kids hospitals and stuff like that.
No way.
Character, right? And
you mean like what's the name of the Jones character? That guy that goes around Seattle like busting heads.
Really? No. I mean,
are you talking about like those real costumed vigilantes that?
Something like that. But I don't think he actually went out and fought crime. I think he's just doing it like a community thing where he kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there's some of that as well.
Yeah. And his character, he was called Citizen Prime. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't name it that. And for a long time, I batted around a couple of ideas, and I landed on Centurion Prime. And I landed on that name, but I never really loved it. I was like, I don't know. But I kind of I couldn't come up with anything better. And you just have this block where you just like, and then just one day suddenly it just like clicks. I'm like, and just one day, recently click the Paragon Prime. I'm like, that's perfect. Like, why didn't I think of that before? You kind of like get mad at yourself. You didn't think about it before you did.
It's good. It's good that you didn't that you waited as long enough for you to come up with a new name, which frankly I think is much better than anything with Citizen. Always sounds sort of generic to me.
Yeah.
Whereas the Paragon
it has gravitas, right? It really
there's more of a ring to it,
Yeah.
Okay, so Phoenix Jones is the real life superhero that I was thinking of.
Oh, Phoenix Jones.
Have you heard of this guy?
No, I have not.
Look him up. He got stabbed multiple times because he actually gets like physical with people.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, jeez. All right.
And he really was sort of like the first guy to like walk around in
a costume,
in a costume, in a custom made costume.
Wow.
And inspired a bunch of real life superheroes, some of which intervened physically in a lot of these altercations and tried to stop crime.
Mm-hmm.
But most of which would try to get away from that sort of thing and would do things like what you just described, where like community work and stuff, but they were just dressed up as a superhero.
Yeah,
but
so
and this guy's the OG, Phoenix Jones.
I guess, yeah. Wow, that's.
I think he was arrested multiple times.
Yeah, as you know, as he would be probably. So.
Yeah, sorry, I'm screwing around with the. Is this better?
Yeah, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
No, this is better. This is better. So, how did you hook up with Gilbert?
Gilly. Okay, so I had discovered his Galactic Rodents of Mayhem.
No, it's not. Sorry. You can't just say that. You have to say it. Galactic Rodents of Mayhem.
There you go. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what is this? Mm-hmm. And I saw the Indiegogo campaign, and I kind of stalked him a little bit. Let's be honest. I kind of just a little bit, like, who is this Gilly Del Tres guy? I found him on Facebook. I messaged him, like, your book looks great. I want to know more about it. And we just got to talking, and the more we talked, the more we found out we had in common. And this is just kept going and going. And then now we're really, really good friends, and we started a YouTube channel together. So, and we're doing the Star Wars fan comic also together.
What's the Star? Oh, how does that work, man? Is there like some kind of legal restrictions with that, or no?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we're not going to make any money out of it at all. We're not going to get any money out of it.
You're just going to put it out there.
We're going to put it out there. We need money to produce the actual art and everything, but
I know, but
it's going to be available for free, meaning anybody can go to a link and read it. No money. They're not going to have to pay a dime.
Dude, because I always thought of like doing something like that with I had in mind like an alternate Darth Vader origin story, because I thought the one in the prequels was so retarded. That
yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, you're right.
And I was thinking, but is it doable? Am I going to get into legal trouble? But if I can scrape enough cash for like a 5-page alternate.
No, we're being really ambitious with this. This is going to be a full-on 24-page comic, and
really,
this is going to be this is hopefully the first part of a 5-issue miniseries arc.
So, what is the intent? Is just to get eyeballs on you as creators?
As creators, it's kind of our therapy as Star Wars fans too.
Right.
It's kind of an outlet because we're really disappointed with what Disney's been doing with the franchise, and every news that comes out on a daily basis just annoys us even more. And this is our way as big Star Wars fans to just let it out. We need to tell our story the way that we would like to see Star Wars,
Yes.
And that's what we're doing. And me and Gilly have come up with some incredible ideas, and he came to me initially with the idea that he had for this, and I was skeptical. I didn't love the idea, but then he kept on. He sold it to me. He gave me the full pitch, what he had planned. I'm like, and I'm completely on board now. And now we're doing that. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And I'm also doing Paragon Prime. I got
how far into Paragon Prime are you? Would you say the development?
Right now, we have 3 pages developed. I want to get at least 5 or 6 pages before I launch the campaign.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then I'll launch.
I would go 10, to be honest with you.
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do 10 just because there's stuff that can happen. But that gives you more of a comfort
of a buffer.
Of a buffer. Yeah.
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 I'm trying to figure out what
I know how much more work is involved with. Listen, when I launched the Tales from the Classroom campaign,
yeah.
I already had the book done essentially.
Oh, okay.
But there's so much more ancillary work that you have to do in terms of, for instance, the design of the book. And promotion. The promotion takes away a lot from your and then the fulfillment and the printing and finding a printer.
Yeah, that's going to be a complete headache. But
you have to have all those things aligned, I would say, before not before launching the campaign, but
I it's a good idea to have more ducks in a row before
there's people that actually only launch campaigns once the book is ready and ready to fulfill. That guy Tim Lin, who
but the thing is, though, I can't afford to get all 24 pages done by putting my own money into it. So
you have to, of course, yeah.
I'm funding these pages with my own money, but eventually
listen, and the reason why I had Tales from the Classroom completed is because it had been done through a publisher. Originally, this publisher called Vibrant Comics that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I had all the artwork basically done. I just needed to find a colorist.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, there's an expense with that, and that was quite expensive as well, as you know. All the different stages of the comic book making process are quite expensive, but it's much cheaper than getting the pencils and the inks, and
Well, fortunately, my artist does all of it.
He does. Oh, that's fantastic! Fantastic. Yeah, good.
The only thing he doesn't do the only thing he's not going to do is the lettering. I have a separate letterer for that. So,
yeah,
he does the pencil, the inking, and the colors. So he does all.
You want to tell us a little bit more about this? Let me guess where he's from. Is he from Argentina?
Yep, he's from Argentina. His name is Facundo Moyano, and he is incredible. Like, he is amazing, and he's especially amazing because before I found him, I had gone through kind of a nightmare trying to find the right artist.
You told me. You told me about that. Yeah. And you tried all sorts of different venues, right? You went to Art Station and you went to
DeviantArt. DeviantArt is the worst place to find an artist.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible, and I know that because I went through for the colorist. It was tough. I ended up finding one via Reddit. It was a Reddit post.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy like, hey, I'm looking for work. Anybody out there? And
I found Facundo on ArtStation, believe it or not. And the ironic thing is that he has a DeviantArt page, but I didn't find him on there. I found him on ArtStation.
Wow.
Yeah. And I put out an ad on ArtStation. Listen, I'm looking for an artist for a comic, and most of the people that I contacted on ArtStation were too busy and whatever. And
I feel like ArtStation's more legit than DeviantArt. No?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Like more professional people. It's more
exactly. And there's not any creepy, weird art either on there. Ugh, gosh.
And people seem to respond faster. Like the ArtStation guys, I would send messages and then months would roll by and like, oh, sorry, I only just saw this,
Yeah. On DeviantArt, I went through a couple of artists before I found Facundo, and one of them ripped me off completely.
Okay.
Like, meaning, oh well, I only take money up front. I'm like, okay, well, I'll send you some money so you can get some art done. And I never heard from him again.
Wow, man.
Yeah. And then another artist.
That's shitty. That's one of like the shittiest things, man.
Oh yeah.
I hope you're famed. This guy. Tell us who this guy is. So like.
I don't think he has a presence anymore. I think he's gone. I don't remember.
So you took yours like $70 or however much it was in RAM.
Yeah. It was about 70 or $80. Yeah, and he just went with it.
You went to Panama.
Yeah, yeah. I messaged him over and over and over and over again. I messaged him a couple of times, and then he's like, chill, bro. Like, you get your art, and then weeks went by, months went by, 6 months went by, and I hadn't heard anything. Like, well, I was just ripped off,
Yeah, it happens, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, and then other artists are way too sensitive, meaning they can't take criticism very well. So I would get back a piece of art, and I would like, well, listen, can you do this better, that better? And they're like, oh, I can't work like this. Like, whatever. You're not happy. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I've had a colorist. I've worked with multiple people.
Yeah.
But one in particular that was very prissy, very, very, very like sort of I was paying him good money. I think I had like $73 per pinup.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he's haggling over this money, and I'm like, who do you think do you think I'm DC or Marvel or any of these people, man? This is an independent comic book. I can't. This is pretty good money for an independent.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
venture like this, you know
what? I'm gonna send you a piece of art that one of the previous artists had done, and I want you to look at this thing. Hold on, let me see if I can send it to you through Messenger so you can put it up on share. Because this is the quality that I was getting from this guy. And hold on, go to sending it to you through Twitter.
We have, by the way, we have one viewer at the moment.
There you go.
So big shout out to Marigo De Paulo.
Yay, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening. That's awesome.
Thanks for coming on. Feel free to like interact and everything, because we like to interact with our viewers. Oh, 2. Now we have 2. Fantastic.
Nice. 2. Good.
We're killing it.
I got 2 viewers.
We got 2.
Yay.
So you're sending it? Are you sending it by Twitter?
I sent to you through Twitter. This is what a previous artist had done, and I'll send you a couple more.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but your new one's much better, I feel.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what the problem was with that. Hold on, before you show it, don't show them yet. Hold on, I'll send you a couple more.
It's a little low res as well, so it doesn't do it any favors.
No, definitely not.
The art. Let me see if I can. Shall I share?
Yeah, go ahead. The first one I sent you, and I'll tell you. Yeah, that looks like bad clip art on a sticker book.
I've seen worse with crowdfunding campaigns that are killing it, man.
Well, okay, but this was not to my standard.
This is not
at all.
Obviously, yeah. This looks it looks like Stretch Armstrong done by
Well, it's not so much the design of Paragon Prime himself. It's the background.
No, the background's terrible. Yeah,
the background is really bad, and
super flat.
And I asked him, like, okay, so I asked him, is this the final version? Are you gonna like add more textures? Are you gonna add anything to it? I'm like, no, this is it. And like, well, I try to say this is the best possible. Like, this kind of sucks. I'm not happy with this at all.
Right.
This is really, really bad. I was like, well, if you don't like it, then screw you. I don't want to work on your project anymore. I'm like, okay. Basically, that's what happened. Yeah.
Well, but I'm glad you figured that out.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to like, you have to learn some stuff. And here's another thing that I found. Right, once you settle on a team, and you have a good working relationship, and you're happy with the product that everybody's delivering, and the work that everybody's delivering, then don't try to like experiment too much. Don't try to like swim outside those.
Oh, no. I found my editor. I found my artist. I found my letterer, and they're like my creative family right now.
We have another person in the house. We have Doshito. Doshito. He's from Okinawa. No, he's not really. He's from Poland.
Okay.
Poland, actually. So hail Poland. We have actually Polinado 5 in the house as well. And Doshito. So, a good, we're getting a lot of Polish people for some reason.
Nice.
But I'm glad. I love Poland. Hail to Poland 805. Hail to Doshito. Anything you want to ask HEROGEEK about his...
Yeah, I got any questions at all about my book? I'm happy to help. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Feel free to shoot and
free to shoot any questions you got. Send
so
them my way.
actually, I'm curious about this avatar that you're using as your profile thing, because I would say he's got a slightly villainous look. This one.
Oh, really? I don't.
Yeah, a little bit. There's like a smirk of like
kind of a scowl, a little bit, maybe.
Almost like a greedy scowl, almost.
Are you saying I'm greedy?
No, but you see, I mean, it's triumphant, but almost like I got this.
Well, I suppose maybe there's a little bit of taking back the superhero genre kind of vibe. Like I'm taking it back. Maybe.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I can see that.
Yeah. I had this commission because I wanted like a unique icon that I can use across everything of Twitter.
But what's with the goatee? Does he have the goatee in all of them?
No, this is me. This is kind of a heroic representation of what I look like.
Ah, so it's you as Paragon Prime.
Well, as HEROGEEK.
This is like a new
like it's my alter ego, I suppose. My superhero alter ego is HEROGEEK.
Because you spoke about the glove with the powers, right?
Yeah, this is not Paragon Prime. This is just me.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. This is what I want to. I want to commission something for, because I'm sick of like having my.
You should have yourself as a zombie. Like, dude, do it. Like yourself, the way you look as a zombie. That's the way to go for you, man.
Yeah, but that's it's too Jesus. I get a lot of Jesus with my look.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe the zombie Jesus thing is in bad taste. Yeah, probably that wouldn't work very well.
I think so. Yeah. My thing is like I lifted my my pseudonym, my artistic name from my own protagonist, from the protagonist of Tales.
Yeah, Rob Muerto. Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep going with that. I'm going to use Rob's face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And get rid of mine, and then like just for enhanced sort of immersion, I'm going to get different reaction drawings where it's like Rob being happy, Rob like saying cool and uncool as I'm speaking.
Can you get your artist to do that for you, or you're going to take from the book itself, maybe different expressions, or?
Yeah, well, we have some expressions already because actually in the digital version of the book, I don't know if I ever showed you this. Did I show you? Did you ever see this?
No.
I'm going to share screen again.
Okay, cool. Do Sit says link to campaign. I have not launched yet. I was supposed to launch sometime next month or July, but with Corona, kind of delayed things a lot for me on that front. I'm hoping to launch in the fall, hopefully. That's kind of my new goal, to launch in the fall.
Yeah. This is more to raise awareness of the project.
Yes.
We're going to have HEROGEEK on back in this
yeah, and you'll get a lot more information on the Geektastic Duo YouTube channel. Me and Gilly, we're gonna be promoting heavy Paragon Prime on there, so go subscribe there if you want to find out more about the book also. And I post updates on Twitter all the time and on Facebook. So
you ready?
Yep. Oh, this is the digital. Okay, cool.
This is the digital. So I mentioned. Hold on, I have to like put this full screen. I mentioned the reactions and everything. So there's a digital. There's like a semi-interactive component in this one where you click a button.
Oh.
And like Rob shows up and gives you some extra flavor on the pinups, right?
Nice.
See that button over here? Click me. I click
the little speech bubble. Oh, so you kind of already have yeah. You don't. Yeah, you already have it kind of working. Okay, cool.
And again here, see how it's all different.
Yeah.
Reaction shots. Pretty cool, no?
I like that. That's pretty awesome. Cool. Oh yeah. What's it? I may have asked this already when we did our stream with you, but this is ripe for a crossover with Monster MD. Like,
who knows, man? Maybe in the future. I'm discussing doing something interesting with Von Klaus because I really love his work and I haven't read anything of his, but I know that he's a talented writer.
I backed Monster MD too, so I backed his book also.
And Monster MD looks like the most. I would say it's up there as one of the most exciting books.
Yeah.
Alongside long, I don't know. There's so many, man. There's a lot.
Doom Kickers.
Long Harbor is one that looks fantastic.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen Long Harbor, man?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. Alejandro Mirabal, who I actually I'm doing a little collab with as well.
Nice.
What else really excites me?
Well, you want me to list the ones that I'm excited for, or a couple of ones that I'm excited for?
Yeah, while I'm thinking of mine.
All right. So there's Peregrine, Wings of the Falcon, that I'm really excited about. There's let's see, Black Flag. There's C-Doc and Project Kill Switch. You know what? I forget a couple of them. Let me go to my Indiegogo page.
I remembered Colton Crux.
Colton Crux?
Do you know of this one?
No, I don't think I've heard of that one.
All right, look it up. You got to look it up. Sorry. Colton Crux and Long Harbor are two absolute musts, I feel. And Long Harbor is already closed, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he'll do another one.
But Colton Crux is currently funding, so guys, if to all 5 of you watching at the moment and all 35 that will watch ultimately,
there's Dragon Guard. There's Common America, which I backed. I'm gonna get soon. There's Shinobi Sasquatch, Death Sworn, Pillowman and Blanket Boy, Monster MD, Galactic Rodents of Mayhem.
Galactic Road. Oh, that's another one I wanted to throw in.
Gunship Thunder Punch, Starblades. Oh, Starblades looks amazing.
Yeah, Starblades looks cool, huh?
Really?
Starblades is right up your alley. Starblades is the other one that sort of reminds me of what you're doing,
Okay, yeah. Starblades is incredible. So Do Situ is asking for some promotional art, and I did send you some promotional art. I don't know if you want to put that up on screen, so people can see.
I'll do it. You know what? I'm going to do it, but I'm only going to do it because it's Shito that asked me to do it.
Okay.
Let me share the screen. Let me just make sure I'm not doxing anybody. The promo art looks fantastic, man.
Yeah.
This guy's on a whole other level.
Yeah.
So share screen, shares it.
There you go. Yeah.
You see this?
This is the first piece he did for me. It is the very, very first piece he did for me for the character.
I love how it's it has an image of him that's sort of brooding in the background as well. Like it's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Next
good
one.
stuff. And then there's that one. That's actually my nephew, the kid.
Wow, man, because that looks like a real person. I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
that's my nephew. That's my nephew.
That's cool.
This piece blew me away. I was like,
And he's got a little plush toy. Is that you?
yeah. No, the kid? No, that's my nephew. The plush is Paragon Prime.
Oh, it's Paragon Prime, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
But he's got a receding hairline going on, and
yeah, I guess maybe that's just the way he drew it, I suppose. But yeah.
No, but it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love this piece so much. I had this one printed as an art print. I went to a local printer and I had this one printed because I love it so much.
It's very
which, you know, that's probably going to be one of our tiers. Some art prints of some of this art. I think people would probably like some art prints because it's really good stuff. So,
but you know, this is what superheroes are all about, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very hopeful and radiant and benign. You know, these days you'd have like Superman probably, you know, dropping that thing on whatever that is.
The kid. Oh,
the kid, you know.
Oh man, yeah. That one's cool. That one's him fighting some.
The colors are very, very good on this one as well.
Yeah, I like the colors on this one a lot. Those are some Viper guards, Viper troops actually, Viper troops.
Yeah, they look cool, huh?
They're like Viper is kind of like Cobra from G.I. Joe or Hydra from Marvel Comics, kind of that feel.
Yeah, I get it. It.
So. And then this is actually actually you're getting a sneak peek at one of the pages. That's actually a splash page from the actual comic. So,
oh, is it actually it's in the comic?
Yeah, this was gonna be in a splash page in the actual comic. So,
and is this his like own little Quinjet?
Yeah, he does have a vehicle. It's called the Primus One.
Ooh, I love
it's
it.
kind of like this hovercraft, inspired a lot by like the Batmobile from Batman Beyond, actually, and maybe the Fantastic Car from Fantastic Four, kind of a mix of those. And that's just the logo.
Yeah, but that's, you know, it's not, never say just the logo, because the logo is very,
I
think it's very important as well. Yeah. And in your case, this logo looks very nice, very spiffy.
Yeah, I had it.
I'm only 70% happy with the Tales from the Classroom logo. So, you know, the idea is for me to do 3-4 books, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I compile everything together, I might look into
redoing the
logo, you know, for fresh.
What I think would have been cool for the Tales from the can you put it up? Do you have the logo handy? Maybe I can.
Oh, the Tales from the Classroom one? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it live. Tales from the Classroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I think would have been cool if the word classroom would be dripping in slime.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's so many different ways you could approach it, but my
was the inspiration like maybe the Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah, my direction.
My
direction. Obviously, the name is an homage to Tales from the Crypt, right?
Yeah.
And we wanted to have it sort of encompass or like project a certain creepy vibe to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it is sort of drippy if you see it over here. But I wanted it to be, because it's about monsters in high school. Basically, I wanted it to have a chalk element.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
So and also like it was. Imagine something that was written in chalk by a student prior to class starting, like rushedly.
Yeah.
And on the chalkboard, you know, like and that was the idea. And I didn't want to refer too heavily or too much to the Tales from the Crypt logo.
Yeah. Well, this is the Creepshow logo.
Which frankly is sort of dated if you look at it.
Yeah. Anyway. There's also the Creepshow logo. That's a good one too. Creep show.
Yeah, but I'm happy with it, but I think there could be something. It needs a little more pop. I feel something. Logos are important, man.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time stressing over the Paragon Prime logo. I wanted to like have the right feel, and I think I've heard people say, "Oh, it has this science feel, this science hero feel to it." Like that's exactly it because he's kind of a science superhero. His powers are scientific in nature, and he's a scientist. He's an inventor. So yeah.
I was actually thinking, we're both waxing lyrical about Monster MD, which we both love. It's such a premium quality book in every aspect of everything we've seen of it, from the colors to the art to the writing and everything. One thing I would say is that I would criticize is the logo. I'm not too keen on.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I mean, I don't really notice the logo much. It's just Monster MD, right? And right, it's just
you don't know. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like it's a book that demands a fantastic logo because everything else is so good.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I were to like point the finger at anything, I would say, that logo might need a little bit of work.
Yeah, I wanted my logo to stand up. I wanted it to be iconic. I wanted it to be marketable. So like, you know what I mean? Kind of like the Superman logo is. I kind of wanted that kind of iconic.
I mean, that Superman logo. You're reaching for the stars. I mean,
the examples that I gave the designer were Superman and Back to the Future. Those are the two that I gave them. Like, if I want that kind of instantly recognizable iconography to this logo, and those are the two examples that I gave. So
yeah, it's got a very futuristic vibe about it.
Yeah.
And also something of almost like a globe-trotting sort of thing, or what is the circular?
That circle thing that's supposed to represent a prime particle.
That's what I was thinking. The prime particle. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
So you thought of everything.
Yeah, I did. I had a designer design it originally, and then I gave it to Facundo, and he made it way better. So yeah,
it's funny how artists work like that. You can go get somebody that's specialized in design, but unless they've had prior experience with illustration, when it comes to comic books, they're never going to nail it as well as the artists will.
Yeah, I can see that logo on the top front of a comic book issue. It's
absolutely, or a cartoon.
Or I believe it or not, actually, originally I wanted this to be an animated series. Yeah.
It looks like, especially the Paragon particle. Is that what it's called?
Prime particle. Yeah.
Prime particle. The prime particle. You could see it moving, like
it's spinning. Yeah.
Spinning. Yeah.
Originally I wanted this to be an animated series, but that was. I mean, it's hard enough getting a comic book made. I can't imagine getting this done as an animated thing like that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it looks really cool too. I'm excited about it. Thank you. Watch for it. I'll do updates wherever I am, like Twitter, Facebook, my YouTube channel. Just look for HEROGEEK.
Also,
on Twitter.
Don't forget to shill for your YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel, the Geetastic Duo. We have quite a few videos up. Our latest one. Turn around what our latest one, because we do a lot. I think our latest one was a sneak.
It's a really cool channel, and I think look, part of what makes your channel appealing to me, because I'm subbed and I watch it frequently, is the interplay between you and Gilly. I think you guys complement each other quite well. You're more of a laid back guy that interjects pointedly every so often. And Gilly's very high energy, very high tempo. He's like
Although there's a couple of times where I kind of overshot him with the energy, like in the Peregrine video.
Really?
Like if you watch the Peregrine video, I was the one that was geeking out. I was all super excited for that one. I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, we have some good chemistry, and he's become a really good friend of mine too. Really, really, really good friend.
And he's I keep saying this. It's and often actually EVS just came out with a video and then sort of like a pronouncement that he will not promote comic book these crowdfunding campaigns,
really,
unless it's by an established person, somebody who's done at least one campaign and fulfilled them successfully, which I respect. That's perfectly fine, right?
Well, Gilly's done that several times.
And that's what I was about to say. But there's people like Gilly or Brian Kriskow or other people that have very solid looking books and have fulfilled.
Gilly's fulfilled a couple. Layer, Pistoletta.
I mean,
let's see, the Deep Dark.
Yeah,
I read the Deep Dark. The Deep Dark is some really solid horror stuff. Like
I almost feel, but they've been doing well as campaigns, and especially Galactic Rodents is gangbusters. I almost feel like he doesn't need it at this point.
No, he I don't think he does. I mean, there was a while where he was trying to get EVS's attention, and he came close a few times, but it just never really worked out.
Yeah. But I think there should be more of that going on. Supporting people trying.
We got people like you, like us, like Mandy. Mandy's great. She's I'm gonna be on her channel.
No, Mandy's fantastic. She's super nice, but she's been on EVS, I think.
Yeah, she has.
John Malin routinely has her on, I think, from what I understand, and that's great.
We got some good people out there who are promoting, the smaller people.
The whole debate, and there was like a little bit of a schism in Comicsgate recently. If you've been keeping up, I'm sure you have. With the war campaign people and I think it was Cecil, right? Cecil, because of the whole that Star Wars girl debacle. And I think the reason why there was so much, well, partly because everybody's holed up in their homes and they have the COVID fever.
Yeah.
And also because the small creators that are, you're like yourself or Gilbert, who's actually fulfilled, these people feel like they want to have more. They're entitled to some more. A
little bit more attention, a little bit more
attention. But why is that? Because if you care anything about a movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to sustain it and you have to help nourish it at the grassroots. You can't just go to like people at the top that are already have
exactly, because then it just becomes its own echo chamber all over again.
Exactly. Well, you have to do that as well, because what that does when you go to a person that has already an established platform and you platform them even more. Mm-hmm. What that does is it gives credence and credibility to the movement, right?
Yeah, essentially,
it legitimizes it.
Yeah.
Whereas helping people that are at the bottom trying to get noticed, that grows the movement. That's which I feel is just as important, because
they're going to be the ones continuing on after you've already been successful and you want to stop, right?
Well, it's that, and also it's a way to appreciate the people that actually make the leap to coming out as Comicsgate in the first place. Which
and I hear a couple of these are going to be going to Dynamite, right? Is that what I heard?
Well, what's that?
That they're going to be going to Dynamite Comics, right? They're going to be published by Dynamite, I think, right? I think I heard something like that.
What, that Star Wars girl?
No, like Ethan and a couple of other guys. I think John Malin, that they're going to be publishing they're going to be they got like hired by Dynamite Comics and whatnot, right?
So hold on, like Cyberfrog's going to be published by Dynamite?
I'm not sure. I heard a rumor that that might happen, which makes sense because he did do that Vampirella.
Why, but I don't understand why that. I mean, like that's.
I don't know. I don't know all the details, but from what I've heard is that they're going to be with Dynamite soon-ish. And that's why they don't want to. They kind of want to leave everything behind because they made it and they don't care anymore. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the rumor that I've heard. And you know, it's really cool. I mean, when one of us of our own, you know, be it EVS or whoever, if they make it toward mainstream, toward Dynamite Comic, actual publisher like that.
But that's not even, dude. Come on, anybody? You think EVS has problems getting to like one of those publishers? Dynamite isn't that big, man.
No, but
it sounds. I mean, it's like it's a publisher that's been around and everybody knows. But I feel like he could probably make more money just doing the stuff himself.
Mm-hmm.
And crowdfunding.
Maybe I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, I kind of wish, especially with Gilly, I feel that Gilly hasn't gotten the attention for Galactic Rodents of Mayhem that he should. I know firsthand how incredible of a storyteller he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with him on the Star Wars thing, and his storytelling skills blew me away. So from that standpoint alone, I know that Grom is going to be amazing. I've seen pages. He's talked to me about certain details that I can't reveal, but it is amazing, top-notch stuff. And I kind of get mad on his behalf that he's not getting more attention. Because I know how good his book is. I know how good of a storyteller he is.
Have you ever wondered if there's something behind it? Like maybe just...
I have a theory. I have a theory that, you know, I love Cyberfrog. It's a great book. I really have enjoyed what I've read about it so far. But in my opinion, now I might get a lot of flack for this. I don't know. But in my opinion, I think that the reason EVS has been resistant to promoting Gilly and Grom so much is because maybe he feels that Galactic Rodents of Mayhem is a direct competition to Cyberfrog because they kind of both hit that nostalgic 90s kind of anthropomorphic animal kind of feel.
Absolutely. It's both the TMNT thing.
Exactly. It's the TMNT Battletoads kind of feel. So maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe Ethan feels that would infringe on the popularity of Cyberfrog, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Yeah. But I'm with you that I think that's one project that needs to be more platformed.
Definitely.
And people would say like, but what is Ethan doesn't know anybody anything, and neither do the big guys at the top owe anything. Well, if that's true, then there's no movement. Mm-hmm. Then don't come out as proclaiming yourself as belonging to a movement. You know what I mean?
Me and Gilly are going to do everything in our power to promote small creators, and if we believe in their project,
of course, man. And if I ever make it big, I'm not. I'm gonna. Maybe I'll be judicious about which projects I try to platform.
Yeah, I mean, I don't push every project.
Imagine that I generate that I create a platform that's sizable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not the 4 people watching us now, 3 now. Too bad. And not the 3 people watching us now. Then I promise you, there's even from a standpoint of like just maintaining relevance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be platforming people that are trying to get their heads out the sand. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to peek out for attention.
Yeah, recently, yeah, I know what you mean. Recently, Claylex, who was creator of a character called Clayman,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So,
He's a good buddy of mine on Twitter, and we had him on the channel last week, I want to say, and yeah, we just kind of help him out because he's kind of afraid to pull the trigger on crowdfunding. Um, I think his concept is really really good. He's got a lot of artwork.
I have to check that out. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's really good. He's afraid to pull the trigger, and I want to help him out. I want to help him out. He's really scared, and dude, I am terrified too. I'm so scared that I'm not gonna make it. That it's not gonna fund.
What scares you not being a successful campaign?
Huh?
What scares you is the fact that it's not going to be a successful campaign.
I don't know for sure, but I'm still doing it. I mean, even though I'm scared, I'm still gonna go through with it. I'm still like full.
Yeah, but even if this doesn't do gangbusters the first campaign, which hardly any first campaign ever does,
Yeah.
then don't get discouraged, man. Because
No, I'm not.
Look at the Antonio Bryce example, where his first 3 campaigns were total absolute busts.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept plugging away at it, and by the 4th one, he somehow landed on EVS's radar, and it went from like total failures to, I don't know, like 40K plus.
Wow. Yeah.
Campaigns. So Doshito is saying that this whole schism that we were speaking of was more complicated than we realized, and that some people didn't like the war campaign guys for a long time.
Yeah, I don't have all the details. I don't pretend to be an expert on what's going on at all.
Me neither. I mean, and if you miss a beat, then all of a sudden you've lost track of everything that's going on. There's a lot of drama.
There's a lot of context. There's a lot of things.
I have to say that my experience with war campaign has been very positive. They've always been supportive. Like Nick, for example, tinfoil hat Nick of war campaign has always been amazing in terms of promoting Tales. He almost promoted it more ardently and better than I did, actually, on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because like one of the earlier videos that I did, I'll tell you the story. Why not? Because Mandy actually had me blocked on Twitter for a while.
Really?
And it's because I said some pretty idiotic, insensitive stuff back when I first started doing YouTube videos about Mandy. And I was an idiot. I fully admit I was a complete moron. I said some really, really mean things. And I realized that she had blocked me. I'm like, okay, you know what? I probably deserve that. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I said some pretty messed up stuff, and I owned up to it, right? And then I became friends with Piper. She's one of the people involved with the PARAGON campaign, right? And she's really cool and awesome. And I had come across this thread about something or other, and I don't remember the details on it, but there I mentioned that oh yeah, I was blocked by Mandy because I said some pretty idiotic things, and I probably deserve it. And then I put I don't expect to be unblocked. But Mandy, if you read this, I'm really, really sorry. What's really cool is that Piper apparently had vouched on my behalf because Piper and Mandy are friends, and they do a show together. What is it called? Ladies of Comicsgate or something like that.
Yeah.
Podcast or something, right? Apparently they're good friends, and sure enough, she vouched for me, and then Mandy unblocked me. And now everything is cool, and and that you make mistakes, you prejudge people that you shouldn't have judged in the first place, and you make mistakes, and sometimes there's consequences, and hopefully, fortunately in this case, I was able to apologize, and now me and Mandy are in good terms again, and I'm going to be on her channel, and we want to have her on Geektastic Duo eventually also, so that happens.
Yeah, I think she was very supportive of Tales as well. She put me on her show multiple times.
Yeah.
Every time I was on, got a good chunk of sales.
Yeah.
And,
Mandy's one of the hardest working people I've ever seen when it comes to promoting other people's books.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, that's what
I don't think an hour goes by where I don't see a tweet from Mandy promoting someone else's book. It's like all the time. She's constantly at it, and that's incredible. I pray that I get that kind of treatment from Mandy when I launch Paragon Prime. I'm hoping that I would. I think she would. But yeah, she's incredible. She's really, really cool.
And Doshito is saying that Nick is the #1 CG promoter. If he's not #1, he's pretty up there.
Yeah.
He's also said the brand is dope. It looks dope. I supported it. I backed it. I'm waiting for my copy. There's a digital preview going around.
I'll tell you one. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing about digital. I backed a couple of digital books, and they're great. But there's something really special and really different about getting the book physically.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you. But I don't think we should sleep on digital either.
No, of course not.
Because there's many people out there that just don't have the expendable and the disposable income.
Mm-hmm.
To afford some of the prices that we're asking for, like $25 or what have you. Or imagine that you're in Australia and you need to pay almost 50% just of shipping. You're not gonna. That limits you immensely from the creator perspective. So you have to offer a digital option.
Oh no! Of course, I'm not saying anything that we shouldn't offer digital. But if you
there's people that are adamantly against digital. One of them is John Malin, actually. But I disagree with him. I think not only is digital useful, you can also do a lot of things with it that are interesting, like the interactive component that I just showed.
Yeah, that's really cool. I should think about doing something. I like that idea a lot. Actually, that's really cool.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm going to do in my next campaign is offer a digital plus physical copy package. So it's going to be one of the tiers,
Mm-hmm.
So you can buy the book, right, and get within an hour. I send you a digital copy of the book, and then you can read it. You can choose to read it and spoil yourself, and then you wait, 2 weeks more.
I've had a couple of books.
Physical copy.
Yeah, a couple of books have come in the digital versions, like Common America, and a couple of other ones. But I'm waiting for them to get them physically because I make it's kind of a event for me reading a comic book physically, and digitally, like I go out to my hammock outside in the back, I chill. That's how I read comics, and that's how I like to do it.
Right. Yeah. I do most of my reading in the toilet, actually. I find it helps with my bowel movements.
Yeah.
No, dude, I love all sorts of comics, but like anything, I'm a big believer of physical copies of everything,
mm-hmm.
and not just comic books.
Movies too, video games.
Movies. I like looking at my shelf, and it's almost like I actually feel like we process information differently.
No, you're right. Okay, I'll tell you an example of this. I had gotten the first couple of issues of T-Bird and Throttle digitally off of Comixology, right? And I read them, and whatever, they're fine. And then I backed the book, which gave me all the previous issues physically along with the newest book. And it's ironic. I was reading the same exact book that I read digitally. I got so much more out of it when I had it in my hand and I was reading it and I was feeling the pages. Completely different experience.
It's a completely different. I feel like I process information better with a physical book than I do with digital. Something about the
I think I know. There's a difference between clicking on a mouse and turning a page physically. That's where the difference is, I think.
Yes. Also, Doshito, I've heard about this before, and that's he really opened my eyes to this. This is something I really want to do, actually. And I'm shocked with myself that I haven't tried reading Tales from the Classroom on the big screen TV, but Think about that. That's an experience, huh?
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You can zoom in on details. Absolutely. I might have my artist hide tiny little things in the art for Tales from the Classroom Part 2.
Uh-huh.
So Doshito can go and find them on his big
Now,
screen.
is that finished? Is that finished? The writing process of that, or are you still writing?
The script, I'm finishing the script now because so this is based on a screenplay that I'd written many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different formats, so you have to adapt and also
I wrote.
I've thought of new ideas in the interim, and yeah, I'm finding out. I'm trying to determine whether I'm going to do a 3-parter with this first story, Tales from the Classroom, right? So it's going to be.
I'm a big fan of trilogies, so
Yeah, or if it's going to be a 4-parter.
okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I like 3 or 5. That's
Yes. Yeah, that's the conventional structures, right?
Yeah.
But I think you can get a little looser with like the rule set with comic books, I feel.
The dream would be for me is if somehow like we take this Comicsgate thing and we translated something called that I like to call Animation Gate, and we have like all these comic books be turned into animated shows on our own streaming service.
Oh, of course, that's the dream. Is like
Wouldn't that be awesome?
The Comicsgate network.
The Tales from the Classroom animated series, a Paragon Prime animated series, a Galactic Rodents of Mayhem animated series.
I loved it. I love it. Yeah,
that would be incredible. Like I'm
already saying it in the past tense. I'm already imagining it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of these books that we're making, a lot of them have extra. They have potential to live outside of just the comic book medium.
Yeah, I originally envisioned Paragon Prime as an animated series. The original screenplay was for an animated project, so I had to adapt it to comic book format. But yeah,
I'm also in talks with a guy. I don't want to spoil anything. Listen, I don't want to spoil things from my second campaign, but I think there's going to be a few really big surprises in terms of potentially exploring different media, not just the comic books or the digital comic books, but like an additional element that lives outside of.
Well, that is very cool. That sounds awesome. I can't wait. When are you going to reveal all that stuff? When you videos or
the timeline for now? Let me listen. I just want to get the feedback from people that received the physical copies first. I just got word from the fulfillment house of they're basically going to go ahead with starting to ship out the books and everything on Monday, and I just wanted to make sure what they were going to ship out like, in terms of the packaging and everything. Everything looks great. It's going to arrive in people's hands, hopefully in pristine condition. And once that starts happening, and once people start reviewing the thing, and once I start getting impressions from that, then I might open the mailing list the campaign, where you just like accrue mails of people that are interested in.
I gotta start a mailing list for Paragon Prime.
You gotta get that going, but you gotta get that going with like 6 months in advance.
Yeah,
well,
well, yeah, I should have done it a lot. I mean, I did set up a mailing list site. I just haven't launched it because I want to get a PO box.
You got to get that going because that's going to help you gauge how much interest you're generating, right?
Yeah.
And
maybe I'll wait first. Maybe I'll wait till next year. Then I don't know to launch.
Oh, to launch the campaign, dude! I don't want to like unmotivate you or anything.
No, it's just like you said. Oh, you want to like you should wait till like 6 months in advance before you launch a mailing list. I'm like, well, I'm too late for
Well,
that.
no, but launch it now and start building buzz and everything. But you don't have to. I said 6 months in advance because that's what I did.
Uh-huh.
But then dude, everything I did in this first campaign was wrong, basically. I put all my cards on Instagram in terms of promotion, right?
Yeah.
I built this Instagram account for Rob as if it was like his own personal account.
Yeah.
And I commissioned my artist and the colorist and everybody to do a number of pinups just to get, people jazzed up about this property. But, Instagram's the worst place for you to retain or to attract backers because it's a very visual medium. And people don't really linger long on what they're even looking at. It's like, zombie, yeah, cool.
Where have you found that it's the best place?
Twitter and YouTube.
So Twitter and YouTube. Facebook is okay. Facebook is not terrible.
I don't know how to mess with Facebook with the business pages side of it,
Yeah, I mean, I just put up a Geektastic Duo Facebook page, so we have that going.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook is sort of too complicated for me. But Twitter's simple. You just you can't. I agree with what some people say that you can't just focus on shilling for your own book because that gets boring really quick. And people don't. That kills them.
You got to shill other people's books too. Like
no, not just that. You have to be interesting. You have to say little remarks about like how your day is going or what have you.
Yeah, like today I just
shit on Star Wars or on Disney Star Wars or whatever.
I do all of that. Yeah.
Just express your opinions.
Yeah, you have to have an identity. You have to have
an identity. You can't double down too much on certain things that are device. I've had people unback me because of certain opinions I held. Not political opinions or anything, but me saying Batman versus Superman is horrible. Unbacked.
Really, yeah. I just for example, Josh Howard. He's a big fan of the Disney Star Wars movies. He loves them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't agree with him, but I'm not gonna not back his book or unfollow him on Twitter.
Who's Josh Howard?
He did Taper to Throttle.
Okay, well, and that's a great book according to you, right?
Yes, I really like it a lot. He's really good. We had him on our show. We have a video with him on our channel, and he's a really, really cool guy. He's one of the best people that I've met. He just likes the Disney Star Wars movies, and I know that.
I don't understand how he can. But here's the thing, man. I actually didn't dislike. Here's how it was. So the first Disney Star Wars movie, which was Force Awakens, right? I agreed with the criticism completely that it's totally derivative
of Star Wars
of A New Hope.
Yeah.
And everything you saw there was overly reverential of the OTs, and they didn't have enough of a ball sack to really introduce
new ideas
or evolve the franchise in any meaningful way, or introduce new ideas that. I mean, they killed off Han Solo. That's fine. He's like 80. It's time to go. Harrison Ford.
Well, he wanted to die.
And he wanted to die. He's like, "You, if I'm going to be a part of the movie, you better kill me off." So that's fine. They introduced Kylo Ren. That's good. But everything else was it's Death Star 5.0.
Yeah.
It's the same tropes over. It's like R2-D2, but this time he rolls around in a ball, Yeah, it was just way too derivative. And then the second one, I actually thought was the most interesting of the three movies.
Okay, we can't be friends anymore. Bye.
But it's totally and it's totally ideological. I'm
yeah.
That. It's completely it does that thing that we hate, where it tries to subvert an existing property, right?
Yeah.
making basically Luke Skywalker a bit of a bitch, and
Yeah, all of that.
sucking on a
Yeah,
tit and all that.
that was really,
And
goodness.
the SJW, like Captain Holdo with the pink
Yeah,
hair and everything.
yeah.
And there's that. But I do think out of the three, it's the most entertaining. But
Really? Okay. That's
it
an
had
interesting
scenes like,
perspective.
I thought that it had scenes that were genuinely powerful, like the scene where Skywalker fights Kylo Ren at the end. But it's really just like a projection. But it's a force technique that's so hard to do that it would kill most people,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he manages, and he does get killed in the end. That's why Kylo Ren says, "You're not doing this." It would kill you when he's speaking
Yeah.
to Rey, right?
Yeah. My issue with those movies, I've ranted about it a lot on
Yeah.
Twitter. Yeah, I don't like those movies at all. Force Awakens didn't I didn't hate it. I actually kind of liked Force Awakens when it first came out, but then Last Jedi came out, and
And
then
then you hated it. But you know what? I just like this last movie more than The Last Jedi because it tried to
it tried to.
like fix what so Last Jedi was heavily criticized, as you know.
Yeah.
And instead of them having the balls to pursue their vision, well, the fact is they had no
Oh,
vision.
I think they would have been screwed either way. They just picked a path and they went with it.
Yeah, but it seemed like a course correction, and everything about this last one seemed like a course correction from the previous one.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's why Last Jedi might be worse than Rise of Skywalker because it made them have to course correct and they didn't do it right. It's just a giant dumpster fire.
They did it. Do this last one was terrible. I thought I was like, what the? They don't even have the balls to if you're gonna have a scene with Chewbacca exploding, right? At least own up to own up to a death. You can't just have that scene and then he didn't die after all because he's in a different ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
You can't have even that scene with dude. I don't want to get into it because
let's not rant about Star Wars. I've done enough of that.
Yeah,
we do a lot of that on our channel.
And I hope you and Gilly are gonna save Star Wars with your comic. I hope.
Hopefully, I hope so.
Or bring it back to the classic spirit of what it represented originally.
That's what we're hoping to do. I'm really excited about. I just got today. We got one of the variant covers. Looks incredible. We're gonna reveal that.
So it's already quite advanced in the.
Yeah. We got a couple of pages produced already. We got a couple of covers. Yeah, we're into it.
That's fantastic, man! I can't wait to see. It's gonna be free, right?
Yep, free, completely free.
Yeah, so send me a few previews if you don't mind.
Yeah, we're gonna launch the crowdfunding page on the 18th of May.
Okay, but if it's free, how are you launching a crowdfunding page?
Well, we need money to get the art done, but meaning it's gonna be offered for free. We're gonna put a link up, and then anybody can go there.
And then anybody can go do it. Oh, okay. So it's sort of like a GoFundMe sort of deal.
Yes.
I get it. All right. Cool, man. Well, listen, this was a nice chat. We're just over the 1:30 mark.
1:33. Yeah.
1 hour and 33 minutes. It was enjoyable. I loved chatting with you.
Yeah, awesome.
I actually think your comic book is going to do very well.
Thank you. I hope so. Yeah,
because people are really hungering for the sort of classical take on
superheroes.
On superheroes, and no more grim dark, no more nihilistic shit.
Yeah.
Just hopeful,
positive,
something we can look up to and aspirational sort of take on superheroes, which is what we need.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's
cool ass superpowers, which you seem to have nailed.
Yeah, I nailed those. I thought a lot about that. Yeah.
So you have the formula. I'm just very excited to see what kind of villain you're producing.
All right, cool. You can I have on my Twitter, if you check it out, you go to my pinned Paragon Prime.
Yep.
Up top, you get to see some artwork from some of the villains and stuff. So
so he's featured.
Yeah. The villain artwork is out there. You can see what some of the villains look like.
Yeah, that's cool. Looks. Does it look like your avatar? I'm joking.
No.
Your villainous avatar, but
not a villain. Jeez.
No, I'm joking. Your avatar looks great. But
all right,
yeah,
bro, I'm gonna go because I have some leftover chocolate cake that
do that and
yeah.
And do this again sometime when you're more advanced into your campaign.
Definitely, yeah. We're gonna keep people updated, so you're gonna know every time I make an update. I'm not I don't skip out on updates. So
okay, man. Thank you so much. We're gonna tune out now. Guys, thanks for joining in and
thanks for stopping by.
And subscribe. Hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to Rob's channel. Subscribe to Geektastic Duo also.
Absolutely. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Later.